Today, we are diving into one of the most exciting updates for English Day 2025, the introduction of storytelling competition for students from grade 6 to 13. But before we get into the structure and assessment, let's begin with the big picture. What makes a compelling storytelling performance? First, students must understand the cultural and social context of the story they are telling. A story written in the 19th century America or modern day India will require different tones, expressions, and background knowledge. This understanding brings life and authenticity to the narrative. Next, the purpose of the story must be clear. Is it meant to entertain, teach, reflect, or persuade? This clarity will shape everything from tone and gesture to the overall delivery. Third, voice modulation is crucial. Storytelling is not about loudness alone. It's about emotional depth, pace, pose, and projection. Students must learn to play with their voices to build atmosphere and character. Fourth, gestures, eye contact, and body posture should support the story, not distract from it. And finally, emotional connection matters. The storyteller must mean what they say and draw the listener into the world of the story. So, let's now explore the technical updates in the circular.
From 2025 onwards, Ministry of Education of Sri Lanka has introduced storytelling competition from grade 6 upwards by the circular effective from 10th February 2025. This new addition to the circular includes number of various extracts from valuable sources from the world of literature.
Has outlined five criteria evaluation totaling 100 marks. Accuracy or recalled events, 20 marks. Expression, eye contact, gestures, facial expressions, 30 marks. Audibility, pitch, pace, clarity, pronunciation, pose. Audibility and pitch should not be at the expense of meaning and expression, 30 marks. Voice projection, 10 marks. Meaningful relation of the story, 10 marks. In the competition, competitors tell a story or fable using their voice to bring the characters and plot to life. The students need to learn the story by heart and use the exact words mentioned in the prescribed text when delivering.
So, it is very important to give the correct guidance to your students and train them to become storytellers who can reach these criteria. So, there are core four elements that you can guide them through. Number one, understanding the cultural and social context of the story. Number two, identifying the purpose of the story, including the theme and the takeaway message of the story. Third one, follow the plot structure because you need to adapt the tone relevant to the events happening in the plot. Number four, understanding persona or the narrator of the story and the character development. Let's take a look at the cultural and social context of the story. This influences the characters, plot, and the theme, and it affects the tone, behavior, attitudes, and the gestures of the characters. So it is very important to encourage the students to research on historical and cultural background for authentic narrations. Let's take an example. Tom Sawyer. For a student to deliver that extract meaningfully, they must know Tom's world, an American boy in the 18th century, playful, rebellious, yet deeply human. Without an understanding about the character's cultural, social context and the story setting, it is nearly impossible to narrate a story successfully.
When it comes to purpose, we must ask, what is this extract from the story trying to do? Is it teaching a lesson? Is it evoking nostalgia or criticizing the social norm? Students must tailor their performance to reflect this purpose. Tone and delivery must align with the story's intention. Misaligned tone would weak impact. Purpose can shift across the story, but must be reflected.
When it comes to the tone, it doesn't come along. It goes in line with the plot structure. A typical plot begins, there's a conflict, there's a climax, and there's a resolution. Tone of the story should shift accordingly. For an example, it can uh, shift from calm tone to a tensed one, and then it can resolve. And stories extracts place in the plot matters for tone, which means these extracts are taken from different stories. So, the exact place in the plot these extracts are being taken needs to be considered when the tone is added.
Narration perspective matters too. A first person narration feels more intimate. Third person feels like an observer's story. Students must understand who is telling the story and adjust their tone and delivers accordingly. Further, align theme, message, and delivery. Help students identify theme before memorization. Keeps narration focused and powerful. Another essential element in character development. Characters change. Students must show that transformation through shifts in voice, posture, and energy. Take Charlie's again, a hopeful boy before entering the chocolate shop, a joyful, humbled one when he returns.
And finally, emotional engagement. Students should not simply recite lines. They must embody the character, feel the emotions, and build a genuine connection with the audience. Therefore, make sure to practice your students to look at all the judges and the audience. Don't fixate on the middle judge and make eye contact feel inclusive and deliberate. In addition to all this, gestures and movements are also part of emotional engagement. When it comes to the three different performing items, drama, storytelling, and oratory, expressions, gestures, or movements are exaggerated or very high when it comes to drama, but when it comes to storytelling, it's moderate. So make sure your students avoid overacting, Let them use their natural gestures, and most importantly, practice them to maintain presence and expression balance.
Let's think of the elements of effective storytelling. The background. Identify the story's purpose. Understand the tone shifts across the plot. Use your voice as your most powerful tool. Gesture and move meaningfully. Let your emotions guide your delivery. And always, always connect with your audience. So, dear teachers, don't forget to support your students in becoming sincere and skilled storytellers. Let them focus on meaning, not mimicry. Storytelling is connection and not just competition.
Our special thanks goes to Minister of Education, English and Foreign Languages Branch, Madam Amali Hangarapitia, PD English Central Province for guiding us, Zonal Education Office Mazale English Unit for encouraging us to prepare a video so the teachers would get benefited, ultimately the students, and Mr. Indranirvana Kukorala for sharing knowledge, enthusiasm, and materials with us. Thank you.